I need predictions from you guys for their next game against Arizona. What do you see happening, Dan?
I mean, I think it's so hard to tell what's going to predict what's going to happen with this game without knowing what's going on with the Cardinals quarterback situation, which has been in flux for weeks and weeks. You know, I've made fun of Forsythe for years when every week he seems to predict that it's going to be decided at the last minute by a field goal. But I think this game is actually going to be decided in the last minute by a field goal. I don't know who's going to win, but someone's going to hit a go-ahead field goal inside of 2 minutes.
So you're not a believer in Arizona, even though they were 3-0 and their loss was to Denver this past weekend.
I mean, I just feel like 50% of the NFL is just kind of mediocre or whatever, just kind of average teams where you don't really know who's going to win in every. I mean, it's like that Carolina-Chicago game. Yeah. You know, Chicago and Carolina are just two kind of average teams, and one of them went up by a lot, and the other one came back and won. I think Arizona's in that category.
Scott, what's going to happen in Arizona?
I'll go with the less hyped homecoming/revenge game for Andre Roberts.
Yeah.
2 touchdowns for him, one of them on special teams, and that's what makes it bold. That's what makes it bold.
So the Redskins' horrible special teams are going to have a miraculous turnaround in the desert.
They're going to make some mistakes on special teams. I mean, let's be honest here, but Andre Roberts' special teams touchdown.
Neil, what are your thoughts on
special teams gaffes that the Redskins have had in 5 weeks, and the number of different kinds of gaffes?
Well, last night I counted 5. They gave 2 punt returns of 20 yards. They failed on an onside kick. Were fooled on a field goal try. I mean, there was EJ Biggers was calling a holding,
and they had a failed pooch kick to start the game.
Wasn't it supposed to be better this year? Clearly, it's gotten worse. Anyway, Neil, what's going to happen in Arizona?
Arizona doesn't have any sort of pass rush of note, and Kirk Cousins has about a 99 passer rating when there's no pressure versus about 60 with pressure. I could see him throwing for 350 yards, 3 touchdowns.
Is there a danger that they came so close that, at least in their minds, of beating Seattle or had a chance, and now they have to go all the way out west, and they're so far behind the division? Is there a chance that they're going to throw their hands up and say, I mean, why? What are we playing for?
I mean, I don't think that they're probably going to give up explicitly like that, but I did think that some of the reports, and there were multiple reports out of the locker room last night of players kind of joking around and smiling and seemingly in a really good mood after losing by 10 points on national television. Doesn't seem like a great look to me. So I don't love to hear that personally.
Yeah, I mean, is there a danger of saying, let's just phone it in the rest of the way, Scott?
I think it's a little bit too early for that. I think, as Dan said, there are going to be games where the Redskins are huge underdogs and they push it to the limit or they even win. I think I could entirely see them going out to Arizona and getting a win. I don't think that the locker room has been completely lost just yet.